July 9, 2026. Today's reading from Discovery. Hoped for Healer. Opening prayer. Father in heaven, thank you that I can come to your word, expecting your Spirit to instruct, encourage, and convict me through it. Read Mark chapter 7, verses 31 through 37. Jesus heals a deaf and mute man. Then Jesus left the vicinity of Tyre and went through Sidon, down to the Sea of Galilee and into the region of the Decapolis. There some people brought to him a man who was deaf and could hardly talk, and they begged Jesus to place his hand on him. After he took him aside, away from the crowd, Jesus put his fingers into the man's ears. Then he spit and touched the man's tongue. He looked up to heaven and with a deep sigh said to him, Ephphatha, which means, be opened. At this the man's ears were opened, his tongue was loosened, and he began to speak plainly. Jesus commanded them not to tell anyone, but the more he did so, the more they kept talking about it. People were overwhelmed with amazement. He has done everything well, they said. He even makes the deaf hear and the mute speak. Reflect. How do you imagine the day when the glory of the Lord is finally fully revealed? Jesus now travels 120 miles into Gentile territory, going up the Mediterranean coast to Sidon, then down to the 10 Greco-Roman cities east of Lake Galilee. His fame has gone ahead of him. People bring a deaf and mute man to be touched by Jesus. Wanting privacy, Jesus leads the man away from the crowd. Once more, Jesus becomes ritually unclean, engaging with and touching a Gentile man, then placing spit on his tongue. The man must have seen Jesus looking to heaven, the source of his power to heal, but hears nothing until he hears Jesus' voice and his own. The Greek word for could hardly talk only appears once more in the Bible, in the Greek Septuagint, the Greek Old Testament, in Isaiah chapter 35, a chapter that rejoices in the future day when the glory of the Lord will be revealed. In earlier chapters, God's wrathful judgment on Israel's neighbors has been foretold, nations that have defied God. Is Mark presenting Jesus, the restorer of speech and hearing, as the beginning of the fulfillment of that expected day of the Lord when Jews and Gentiles alike will see God's glory? Apply. God still heals today. Occasionally, someone's hearing is restored. For many deaf people, deafness is part of their identity. But on the day of the Lord, nothing will hinder their hearing or speech. Pray for anyone you know who's deaf. Closing prayer. Lord Jesus, I lift up to you those who do not yet know you. Please give them ears that really listen to and hear your life-giving message.